January 28th. Welcome. Today is January 28th. The time is 2:04. We are here to open up the Wellfleet Selectboard meeting, basically in regards to our shellfishing department. And I don't have, we have people online. Is there any public comment before we begin our discussion?
I don't see anyone's hands raised.
Okay. Okay, so will someone help me with the first on the agenda? Tom, are you going to lead this or?
We are gonna, yes, we have a series of shellfish hearings that we have to convene. The board needs to act and then close and then open another hearing. So we would start with,
Sheila, do you have the materials in front of you?
I will in 1 second.
Because you'll need that to open each hearing.
yeah.
Give me 30 seconds, please.
Hey, Rebecca, what is this opening and closing of the hearing?
The opening has to be by the chair, or if the board elects a different one, if necessary.
I could share screen if that's helpful.
Can't hear you.
A closing is done by the board as a whole.
As a shoulder strap.
All right, just 1 minute.
Please.
Our first order of
Meeting.
business is not a public hearing. It's just business.
No, it's just opening and closing of the Herring River.
Someone
Yep.
asked me if I brought.
Then I'm recused from that.
I was like, oh yeah, me.
Josh or Ryan, you guys can do it.
That's what I do.
Nancy has her hand raised.
Yes,
Yeah, so
Nancy.
thank you. So that's not a public hearing, but I have some stuff to say about it. For some reason, I don't know why my video's not working. But when you get to that business, I need to run something by you guys, please.
Surprise.
Okay, I'm very sorry. I just got off this other meeting.
So Madam Chair, I'm screen sharing the agenda from the website. So maybe
Thank you.
maybe that's good
Yes,
enough
you're giving me that faster than.
So yeah, so
Okay, so public comment. All right, so we're on to the opening of, so we just opened, so we're opening and closing the Herring River, the business of the Herring River.
Okay, so this is something that we have been doing since I started. I don't know why it's in the regulations. This is a water quality. It is a conditional area that is only opened by the state when it passes water quality, much like Duck Creek. So it's really not in our hands. It's not a management closure. It is a water quality conditional area. So I would like to take this out of the regulations, and I put it on the Shellfish Advisory Board agenda for tomorrow. As long as I, have your blessing to do that, it would have to come back to you anyway, but it's water quality and therefore we're not in charge. The state absolutely is. And having us have to do this every year is an administrative burden on resources and time. And then, the important thing is that if timing would get tight and the state opened us, but then we had to wait for the select board, that would impede people from being able to go out and make their livelihood at the start of the season. So I just don't know why it's in there. I've spoken with Johnny, Chris, Helen, Barbara Austin, who's the chair of Shellfish Advisory, and all agree that they just don't know why it's in here and we should remove it because the state's in charge, not us. But we have to do it for this year because it's still in the regs. And I provided the motion.
through the chair, Madam Chair, you mean it's still in our regulations?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, thanks.
I'm just saying that through the proper channels,
Yeah.
first to Shellfish Advisory, and then it will come to you. And my proposal is to take that out.
Okay.
So Madam Chair, I move to open the Herring River as of sunrise on Sunday, March 15th, 2026, or when the town receives written approval from the Mass Division of Marine Fisheries that it meets water quality standards for the safe harvest of shellfish and can be opened and close it at sunset on Monday, August 31st, 2026, or as otherwise directed by the Massachusetts Division of Marine Fisheries.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Sorry.
So
Ryan,
Madam,
I have to
yeah,
close the
Madam-
window. I'm getting a lot of sun.
and Madam Chair, just out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to recuse myself, even though it's not the Herring River project.
Josh, aye.
And Sheila, aye, with one abstain and one absent. Okay, moving on to the next item is our shellfish public hearings. And we will be reviewing different applications received. So we will be opening. Do we have to open this meeting for each one of these things? Or
Yes.
can we open the
Yeah.
shellfishing hearing? Okay, so I would like to open up the shellfishing hearing on an application received January 12th by Michael DeBasto and Kathleen Murphy of Wellfleet. Do I have a second?
You don't have to vote to open the hearings. The chair just
Okay.
declares them open.
Okay, so
To
it is.
close, the board will have to vote to close.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so this is Nancy. I'm just going to make one blanket statement for all of the public hearings that are coming up, and that is that these are 10-year renewals, most of them. There's one for a little less than 5. These are, when I say 10-year renewals, it's because these are tried and true grants that have been operating for decades, and this is just what we do. We have to renew them once they expire. There's no issues here. Everybody is current and up to date on their permits, and the grants are producing well. There's just no comments whatsoever. Like, this is all good, and these are simple renewals. And I would just encourage you to move through and approve each one without me having to comment on each one. They're all the same.
Okay, so with that, we have an open hearing on these applications. I will highlight each application on the date they were received and who are they in regards to. And I am going to go down that line. If there is no, I have to do each one. So
Yes.
you have to vote yes on each one of these, but we're not
Yes.
closing the hearing until the end.
No,
Well,
we have
each one
to-
is its own individual hearing.
through the chair or to
Yes.
the chair. Yeah, it is kind of tedious, but
I understand.
we've done it before, and
I know.
we kind of pick up the pace, and it has worked pretty well.
I know, I have done it before, but I always felt that we did it another way, and okay, so we are now discussing the application received on January 12th, 2026 from Michael DeBasto and Kathleen Murphy. Are there any questions, comments? Do I have approval?
You have to check for public comments. There
Is there
probably
any-
isn't any, but yeah.
No
there
one
any-
has their hand raised, no.
Okay, so may I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move to close the public hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
You have to
Okay.
vote first,
No.
sorry. You have
Yes.
to vote to approve, please. I provided the motion.
Okay.
My understanding is we close the public hearing, then we vote.
That's my understanding generally, but we do it differently here. So,
Okay.
um,
Apologies.
no, it's
No, you're correct.
Yeah, we close the public hearing first,
And
then we
then
vote.
you
And
vote.
then you vote, yes.
Yeah.
all right. So I second the motion to close the public hearing.
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, aye.
Sheila,
Josh, aye.
aye.
Okay.
Do I have a vote?
So, yeah, so Madam Chair, I move to renew the shellfish, the application, sorry, I'm covered up. To renew the shellfish grant licenses 855 and 855B, consisting of approximately 1 acre and 1 acre respectively on Field Point for 9 years, 3 months, and 2 days, beginning January 28th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2030. 35, and I neglected to say for Michael DeVasto, Wellfleet, Mass, and Kathleen Murphy, Wellfleet, Mass.
Second.
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Josh,
Sheila,
aye.
aye. So now we are going to move on to application received on January 13th, 2026 from Brad Morse of Wellfleet and Diane Brunt of Wellfleet and Curtis Graham of Wellfleet.
You have to open the hearing.
Do we have to vote to open the hearing? I thought we
No,
said
the
we
chair
just
has
had
to
to.
declare it
I am
open.
opening that hearing on the application received January 13th, 2026 from the stated names.
So I have no questions or comments on this application.
Same.
Okay, do I
So
have a
now,
motion?
the
Do I-
public-
Any public comment?
There's one hand raised. Mr. Morse has his hand raised.
Okay. Brad?
Thank you for taking the time on this. Diane had one question. There was some inconsistencies in our application, and you may want to push ours to the end because we just have a couple questions about the paperwork.
Is that acceptable to, I guess it would be Nancy? Is that fine with you?
I would take
Anything
care
you
of
guys
that.
want to do is fine with me.
Since we've already opened this public hearing, I'd like
Yes,
to address
let's
this now.
continue on. What is your question, Brad?
Yeah, hi Sheila. I would like to appeal to the board to include my 852C extension with my request for our 10-year renewal for myself and for Diane Brunt. The reason of this is that the license would list grant 852, 852A, 852B, and 852C for a 10-year renewal for Brad and Diane, as is written in the application I submitted on 1/13/26. After submitting the application, the 852C was whited out, and I whited it out. It was whited out, and I submitted in this packet in the application, an application with Curtis Graham and Diane Brunt signatures. Without my signature for a pre-filled application was submitted, in which was not what I had asked to submit.
So, Madam
It
Chair.
might be hard to follow.
Yeah, I think I understand. It's just a request to add to the renewals that are here before us.
Is our shellfish constable still with us?
Yes, I am.
Barbara, I didn't mean to interrupt
It's okay.
you.
It's okay.
But-
My comment was going to be, if it wasn't noticed for hearing, I don't think we can act on it. So on the additional, but obviously I'm interested in the Shellfish Constable's comments as well.
Yeah, I guess Nancy, can you rectify that here on the spot, or would you rather us pull this application and do it at our next regular meeting?
So 852C is a new grant. It's an extension. And so it's not included in this because I don't have, so there's a number of documents that go along with certifying a new grant. You have to get an Army Corps permit. You have to get Conservation Commission approval, all sorts of documents, MEPA. And one of the things is also a professional survey. And that's the only thing that's missing for this grant is a professional survey. And as soon as I get that, then we will schedule the public hearing for the initial license term of a new grant. New grants are allowed to be licensed for up to 2 years, and then the renewal is up to 5 years, and then after that, it can be up to 10 years. So that's I am simply following what the regulations say. And I know that Deputy Constable Chris Manula, when he went to pick up the paperwork from Brad and Diane, he said he didn't think that 852C was going to be able to be, because it's not a renewal, it's never been
New.
permanent. It's not a grant license yet. So he said, we're probably going to have to white that out. And he told them that.
So Brad, hearing that, I would propose that we approve your renewal for 852 and 852A, and that you can work this out with Nancy and come back to us when it's ready. How does that sound?
Yeah, I would, Diane can talk about this because I've been a little under the weather with the snivels, and she knows it more intimately than I do. Just have Diane talk.
Well, that's fine, but
We're
you did
both here,
understand what
Sheila.
I'm sorry?
We're both here. And I just want to say all this paperwork is not correct, that, what we signed and we submitted got changed after we signed it. And then the piece that's with Kurt only has my signature. So our paperwork has been altered after we signed it. And then the piece with Kurt is not that. My signature was added after it was received by Kurt. So none of our paperwork is accurate. It's not legit, but I want to read. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so if that's the case, I am
Mhm.
going to propose to the board that we remove this item from our agenda,
Mhm.
and that you can work with Nancy and get it all straightened out and come before us, and we will be happy to approve everything.
Can I say something too, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the only alteration that was made was whiting out 852C. I included 3 different documents which has the signatures necessary for all of the approvals, and their grant license expires today. And so I don't want them to not have a grant license in effect. And I would suggest that you have all the information, you have all the signatures for the appropriate grants.
Sorry, my signature needs to be on 852 and 852A. Just Diane.
It is.
No, it's not.
No, it's
It
not.
is.
No, it's not. It's just Diane and Kurt. Like
Madam
this
Chair-
paperwork
Then
is
if you,
inaccurate.
there's
Look at the
3
packet.
pieces.
Okay, excuse me. This is like a office conversation that shouldn't be here. Josh, do you have a?
Yeah, just for point of clarity for Brad and Diane, if you look at page 14, and please tell me if I'm misrepresenting this, but I'm seeing an application with both your signature and Brad's signature, requesting grant renewals for 852, 852A, and 852B. It's on page 14 of the packet. Is that an accurate document?
Yes, except for we submitted it with 852C on it, and the Shellfish Department whited it out
Yes,
after
Yes.
we had signed it.
because it wasn't the appropriate, she
So-
could not approve that, as she just explained to all of us, and I'm not familiar with all of these, but I actually did understand that. So you currently, right now, have the grants you have, they expire today. We can approve them to go forward, and you can deal with 852C with Nancy and come back to us once all the paperwork is straightened out and everybody agrees. Or you can let go of your renewal until you come back to us. That is, to me, what I can see as an option.
Well, I have can I talk or no?
Yes, go ahead.
So I have 2 questions. The 852 and 852A, which I think is 15 or 13, has Kurt and my signatures on it and not Brad's, because when we were brought this piece of paper, Kurt was already on it. It was already received and the fee was already paid. And I started to sign this and then realized it was not correct. So I aborted that and then filled out the one that was correct. So doesn't this require Brad's signature? That's my first question.
Barbara, I know your hand is up, but I'm going to let Nancy answer that question. Please. Nancy?
So, yes, on the second application, so 2 applications were included in the packet. Curtis has signed the one for 852 and 852A, as did Diane, but then Diane and Brad both signed for 852, 852A, and 852B. So for me, the 2
So
documents create one
That's
whole.
fine.
Okay. And then my second question is, we did not agree to the whiting out of A852C. When Chris brought this to us, he said that Nancy might have a problem with that. But I just would like to say on the record, no one called us to tell us that that had happened. He said Nancy might have a problem with it, but that was the last that we heard. And it was whited out after we had signed it. So I just need to say that, like, I have a really big problem with that.
Barbara,
Okay.
wait just a minute, Nancy.
Yep,
Barbara,
yep.
you
Thank you,
still have
Madam
something?
Chair. I guess just looking at procedural options, the board could continue this hearing to another date, which would give them the opportunity to discuss the applications. But we can't, we could do that. We could continue it, or they could withdraw this application without prejudice and refile. So I guess at some point we should decide what we want to do.
All right, and now I'm just going to hear from Nancy.
Mhm.
Nancy, what would you like to
I'm
add?
here with
Yeah, this is Chris from,
Deputy Shellfish Constable Chris Manula.
but there, I just wanted to just note that there was communication. I texted back. I said, PS, the C will be whited out, but we'll catch up tomorrow. And that was done the day. I went to their house to get these applications signed. So I warned them that that could be happening.
So we
This
are
is
going
true.
to,
But
So-
no one caught up with us the next day to talk about it.
well, you know what?
Yeah.
That's this is about your applications, your 10-year applications that are up for
Yeah.
renewal. We will renew that now, and you are going to take up the rest of this issue offline at the constable's office. Is that all right with you guys? Do you understand?
I
It's either
don't
that
hear
or
a
you
we-
don't have
Yep.
the renewal.
I don't hear a choice. So yes.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila.
Alrighty. So do I have a motion for this?
Madam
Article.
Chair, I move to close the public hearing.
Second,
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, aye.
Josh, aye.
All right, do we have a motion on this hearing article?
Yes,
Are we ready to approve?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License numbers 852 and 852A for 9 years, 3 months, and 2 days, beginning January 28th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2035.
Second,
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, aye.
Josh, aye.
All right, we're moving on to application received
I
on
have two
January.
hands raised. Oh,
Okay,
nope, just one. Brad Morse's hand is up again.
yes, Brad? Brad, are you there? Or was it from another time?
Yeah, and just for clarity, the next public hearing is for your.
Is on Brad Morse.
Right, so there's just, it's 2 different public hearings, but we're taking care of all of it right now.
I
Right.
asked to unmute him. He didn't unmute.
Okay, so the application received on January 13th, 2026 from Brad Morse of Wellfleet, Diane Brunt of Wellfleet for shellfish grant license 252B.
You have to declare the hearing open.
The hearing is open on that application.
Sheila,
What?
these shouldn't. This should not be. Am I allowed to speak? These
Yes.
should not be separate. Our grant license, even if you are not going to consider A52C, is A52, A52A, A52B. That's on one license that expires January 28th, 2036, if it's approved today. And that's what our application says, minus the whited out A52C, which we were never given an opportunity to discuss the next morning. So it should be A52,
Well, it-
A52A, and A52B.
So it is not on there. It is on a separate article, which means
It
it
should
will
not
be
be separate. It should
But-
not be separate. That's
All right, but we
important.
won't approve that, Diane.
Pardon?
I won't approve it. We're ready to approve your 852A application unless you object. And it sounds like you're objecting.
Sheila, I'm asking you to approve what we are licensed for, which is A52, A52A, A52B, minus the extension because Nancy doesn't agree with that. But that is our license. It's A52, A52A, A52B. That I thought that's what you just
Nancy,
approved
you
for a
have,
10-year period.
So,
okay, thank you.
excuse me, and thank you for letting me talk. You have to do them separately because you and Brad and Curtis are named to 852 and 852A, but only you and Brad are named to 852B. And the way that the town and the state looks at it, it's by the licensed area. So since Curtis isn't on 852B, it has to be held separately. And in fact, 852C currently is only in Brad, would only be in Brad's name. He would have to transfer Diane on, which I'm happy to do when we do the initial license term. We could do it all at once. But right now, the application that was received for 852C is only Brad Morse. But we can deal with that later. But I'm just trying to make the point of there's different people named to different grants and they're viewed separately, separate licenses.
Do you understand, Diane?
Yes, and I would like to explain that through the history of this grant, it has been done the way that we applied. A52, A52A, and A52B, they were renewed in 16, they were renewed in 6, exactly the way that we applied. Not be separate.
Things change. So either we approve this or we pull it. We're going to go ahead and approve it unless you object.
I object to the way that it's done, but I will have you approve it. But I just need to go on record as saying it should, all three of those should be on one license. That's how it's done. And they should be renewed for 10 years, which expires January 28th, 26th. The way you have it, they're going to expire at different dates. And this is going to be a screw up and it should not be done this way. I think there's got to be people on the board that understand what I'm talking about. Anyone or any other fishermen? We can't see anything.
Josh?
Yeah. Hey, hi, Diane. I understand where you're coming from. I do understand where the shellfish constables come from as well. And I understand this is procedurally more confusing, but it results the same way as what you're asking for and how we're doing it. And for clarification, one of the reasons why we're doing this is so that all grant applications expire on the same day, so that all new grant renewals are now going to expire April 30th, 2035. So it's a few days less than 10 years. I just want to make sure that that's clear. But I totally respect where you're coming from. But in terms of how we're proceeding with shellfish grant renewals, this is the most efficient way to do it for the town. But we want to deliver everything that you're asking for.
Okay, so do I have a motion?
Sheila?
Yes.
So, Josh, thank you so much for that. But what I need to ask the board to understand is you can do all the renewals for 1 year on any day you want, the year before or in the beginning of January. It doesn't mean that you have to change the origin of the license. And in fact, that's like changing the purchase date of a home. Like you're changing history, and that may or may never become relevant, but that's what you're doing. You can have a hearing every year on January 28th. In fact, it doesn't make sense to have it on April 30th because no one will get their propagation permit if they're not renewed until April 30th of that year. So Nancy and the board could pick a super convenient day every year and do it and still honor the 10 years of the lease. They don't need to be 9 years, 4 months, and 3 days. You can do it exactly the way you're doing it. Very much respect the convenience for both the board and the shellfish department and the fishermen. But you can still honor the 10-year lease without doing that. You could do everything today and honor the 10-year lease. And you could do it next year. And you could pick the day. Maybe April 30th isn't a great time next year. And it's the convenience can still be met and still honoring the history and the procedure.
I really appreciate that, Diane, and that is going to be something that we will discuss as a board and with Nancy, but right now we're going to approve your application. But thank you for that. No, I understand what you're saying. Okay, everyone.
Madam Chair, I move to close the public hearing.
Second,
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License 852B for 9 years, 3 months, and 2 days, beginning January 28th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2035.
Do I have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
Diane, again, I want to thank you for that, and we will follow up on it. Is she there? Okay, if she's gone, I did mean that. All right. We are moving on. I would like to open up the public hearing for application received January 12th, 2026 from Clifton Austin of Wellfleet for renewal of Shellfish Grant 862. So the public hearing is open. Is there any comments on this application?
I don't have any hands raised.
Seeing none, do I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 862 for 9 years, 5 days, beginning April 25th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2035.
Do I have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
I'm moving to open the application received January 12th, 2026 from John Connors of Wellfleet and Fred Richard of Wellfleet for the renewal of Shellfish Grant licenses 853, 853A, 853B, and 853C.
You have to declare the public hearing
I
open.
said I am opening up the public hearing for these applications. Do I have a second?
Madam Chair, you don't need a second to open the hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have any comment?
Nancy has a comment.
Yes, Nancy?
I just want you to know that Fred and John are both here at the Shellfish Department has a bunch of people here
Okay.
participating in person.
Would they like to
And-
say anything?
Good.
They're good.
Everybody's good.
Madam Chair, I
Okay.
move to close the public hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second,
All in favor? Come on, folks.
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye. Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 853, 853A, 953B, and 853C for 9 years and 2 days, beginning April 28th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2035.
Second,
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
It has been approved. We are now opening the public hearing on application received on January 12th, 2026 from Ethan Esty and Dwight Esty, both of Wellfleet, for renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 909-03. Do I have a second? Oh, excuse me. The public hearing is open. Are there any comments?
No, Madam Chair. Although Constable has her
Nancy
hand
has her hand up.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
second,
Nancy?
I should lower that, but Ethan's on the tide right now, so he couldn't make it, but I believe Dwight's on.
Does he have any questions or comments?
Nope, he doesn't have his hand raised.
Okay, all right. So I will have a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second,
Thank you. All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 09-03 for 9 years and 2 days, beginning April 28th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2035.
Second,
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
Thank you. We are moving on, and I would like to open the public hearing on application received on January 13th, 2026 from Angela Oswoski of Wellfleet and Christopher Picard of Wellfleet for the renewal of Shellfish Grant License 99-1. Do I have a second? Oh, excuse me. We are now in the public hearing. Is there any comments on this application?
Tim Sayer has his hand up.
Yes, Mr. Sayer.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Yep.
can.
Okay. I believe on the prior application that you stated that it was good through 2035, but yet the typing on the actual agenda form says 2036. It also says the same on Russell Junkins, and one below that and one below that. The previous one said 2035, but it was stated to 2035 on the previous vote you just took. Thank you.
I don't see
That
any.
what it really
I don't
says.
see what you're talking
I
about.
don't see any 2036 on here.
Okay, what I'm looking at on the screen right now, I don't know whose computer it's
Yeah.
That's mine.
on Ethan Etsy says expiring April 30th, 2036. Same on Angela Osk. I'll butcher that name, April 30th, 2036. My understanding was these were all supposed to expire in 2035. You did state 2035, but in writing it says
I
2036.
see it now. Okay.
Yeah, and on the one below that also, and the one below that, and the one below that.
Nancy has her hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
so I'm going to let
this
you
is-
deal with Nancy. I just wanted to bring it up. It was misstated from what's written. Thank you.
Nancy?
Yep, I'm looking at the way it was advertised. And this is on me. It's a typo. I would imagine
So, Madam Chair, could I
I
ask a
know,
question?
but I didn't. I did it still. They are all 2035. So when I wrote the motions and the letter of recommendation, I must have not done the 2036. So,
Some say 2036, some say 2031, and various other times.
all right, hold on. Let me just, if you give me 1 minute, these are both for Ethan. And then when we get to,
The one for Ethan does say.
when we get to
April-
Osowski, it does say 2036, and so does it on so the only two that might be erroneous that are not the same is Ethan and Dwight for grants 891 and 891A and 0903. So let me just do a math really quickly and tell you what is the correct date for the ending. Sorry.
That's quite all right. We can make an amendment and vote that way.
Madam
Josh, in the
Chair.
meantime? Yes,
I
Mr.
would suggest that if the board moves forward with these, that they note that there was a Scrivener error,
Yes,
so that we're covered.
yes. So
Okay,
as chair,
the
well-
actual motions and the letters are correct, and the advertisement, I believe, is incorrect, but I have already gotten opinions from town council in the past when it's a clerical error, as long as it's the public meeting uses the correct information, it's fine. So, because if you look, it's 9 years, 10 months, and 11 days. For example, for 891, it's 2026, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 is 9 years. So the motion is correct, and the advertisement has, for those two, has clerical errors. My responsibility.
So we are going to put an amendment in because of a clerical error for application grant license 891 and 891A, which is Ethan SD and Dwight SD, and that is going to expire when?
The motions that you have are correct, and it's just the way it was publicly advertised was incorrect.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Josh.
I'm reading from the motions booklet, not from the agenda. So the motions that we're making today are accurate. There was a Scrivener error for the advertisement, which is what was being screen shared. I appreciate Mr. Sayre for calling that out. But the motions we've made thus far, and please correct me, Nancy, if I'm wrong, but I believe that those have been accurate dates. Is that right?
Correct.
Perfect. Okay, good.
Okay,
So where are we
so
in the process for?
I believe that we are approving the SD. Am I right? We're still on SD. The SD application. Oh, no, we're on excuse me, Angela Oswowski.
We're on public hearing G at the moment.
G, I know, I don't have the letters. I'm going by what I have on the agenda.
I can't remember if we closed the public hearing or not, but I believe that Mr. SD is asking to speak.
Yes, Mr. Esty.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, you
Hi.
approved,
Oh,
you
Dwight.
approved one of our applications, but when you opened Orlowski's, you skipped past our second one.
I see that. Okay. So I will come
So-
back to that, Mr. Esty, and I appreciate that. We were on Oswowski. Let us finish that and we will go back and I will go back to the other application that I missed.
Thank you.
Sorry, for clarity, we accidentally skipped G. We're now on H. Is that?
We are on H on Angela Oswowski's. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the letters. So if everybody is clear on application for Angela Oswowski, do I have a motion to approve?
Madam Chair, I move to close the public hearing for public hearing H.
Second.
All in favor? Roll call vote.
Barbara, I.
Ryan, aye.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye. Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 99-1 for 9 years, 11 months, and 13 days, beginning May 17th, 2026, and expiring April 30th,
No.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has to open the hearing first.
This is finishing Oswowski.
No, we just voted on Ozowski,
Okay.
right? Didn't we,
No,
Josh?
we just.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I am now totally spun around, and I apologize, everyone.
I think you
Yeah,
just
no,
closed the public hearing for Osowski.
You did. And we are taking the vote to approve it.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Ryan, aye.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
Okay. And thank you for bearing with us on this confusion.
Excuse me, Madam Chair, just I suppose point of order. I'm not sure. I never actually articulated the end date because this in my motions booklet, this one says expiring April 30th, 2036. Can I get clarity for public hearing H if this is expiring on 2036 or 2035, please?
2036, as is stated in the motion.
Okay, thank you. Then
You're welcome.
Yes,
Okay.
we just passed that. And as stated, okay. So
Yep.
now we're going to go back to ABCD of G, application G. That's G on our agenda item there. And this is from Ethan Esty of Wellfleet and Dwight Esty of Wellfleet for the renewal of Grant Shellfish License 981 and 891 and 891A. Are there any comments? If there are none, I have a motion to close the hearing.
So
Please.
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Ryan, aye.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
All right, so we are now going to move on H, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I. Application I.
Sorry, you didn't vote to approve it. You just closed the
Oh,
public
I'm
hearing.
sorry.
Yeah.
May I have a motion to approve the SD application of 891 and 891A, please?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 891 and 891A for 9 years and 2 days, beginning April 28th, 2026 and expiring April 30th, 2035.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara,
Sheila,
aye.
aye.
Josh, aye.
Thank you. All right, we're moving on to application received January 10th, 2026 from Russell Junkins of Wellfleet, Sheila Avery from Wellfleet, and Rodney Avery of Wellfleet for renewal of shellfish grant license 89-4. So the public hearing is open. Are there any comments on this application?
Don't have any hands raised.
All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, aye.
Sheila, aye.
Josh, aye.
Can I have a motion to approve this application?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 89-4 for 9 years, 10 months, and 11 days, beginning June 19th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2036.
Do I have a
Second.
second? All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, aye.
Sheila, aye.
Josh, aye.
Okay, thank you. We are moving on to application received on January 12th, 2026 from Fred Richard of Wellfleet, Rose Richard of Wellfleet for the renewal of Shellfish Grant License 892. So the public hearing is open. Are there any comments on this application?
I don't see any hands up.
Seeing none, do I have a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, aye.
Sheila, aye.
Josh, aye.
Do I have a motion to approve the application?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License 892 for 9 years, 9 months, and 29 days, beginning July 1st, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2036.
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, aye.
Sheila, aye.
Josh, aye.
All right, I am moving on to open the hearing on application received on January 12th, 2026 from Patrick Winslow of Wellfleet, Chelsea Winslow of Wellfleet for their grant license number 09-01. Do I have any public comment on this application?
I don't have any hands raised.
Do I have a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, aye.
Sheila, aye.
Josh, aye.
Do I have a motion to approve this application?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 09-01 for 9 years, 9 months, and 22 days, beginning July 8th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2036.
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, aye.
Sheila, aye. Is Josh there?
Josh, aye. Excuse me.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to open the hearing on application received on January 12th, 2026 from Patrick Winslow and Chelsea Winslow for the renewal of Shellfish Grant License 09-01 extension. Are there any public comments on this hearing?
Looks like Nancy's hand might be up.
Nancy?
Yes, just this is a new license, which is it was a new extension, so it was a new grant. Just by way of point of information, it just came through its first term, and so this is its renewal, and it has to be up to 5 years, and then eventually we will get it in sync with his other grant. It's just by we can sync them up just by looking at the time period when they come up for renewal again, and we can get both 0901 and 0901 extension to expire at the same time.
Okay. Are there any other comments on this from the Winslows or anyone? Okay. Do I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, I.
Okay.
Wait,
one
wait,
more.
don't we have to move to
Oh, we got-
approve?
we have
I was
to
gonna
Excuse
move-
me. Can we, do I have a motion to approve this license?
So, Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 09-01 extension for 4 years, 9 months, and 22 days, beginning July 8th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2031.
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, I.
All right. I am going to move the hearing on application received on January 12th, 2026 from Patrick Winslow of Wellfleet for the renewal of Shellfish Grant 2000-10. Is there any public comment on this application?
You have to say open, not move. Because otherwise it's motion.
I asked, are there any comments on this application?
Madam Chair, Mr. Curley is correct. You
But-
did not say the word open.
I thought I said we were opening the application received on January 12th, 2026 from Patrick Winslow for the renewal of grant license 2000-10. Are there any comments on this application?
Don't have any hands raised.
Madam
Do I
Chair,
have? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I move to close the hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, I. Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 2000-10 for 9 years, 9 months, and 22 days, beginning July 8th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2036.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, I.
Thank you. We're moving on to I am opening the application received, I'm opening up the hearing on application received on January 13th, 2026 from Tobin Storer of Wellfleet and Jeremy Storer of Wellfleet for the renewal of Shellfish Grant licenses 811 and 811A. Is there any public comment on this application?
I believe the Shellfish Constable has something to say.
Yes, Nancy?
Jeremy and Toby are here.
Okay.
We would just
they
like
have
to
anything?
continue to do this for another 10 years.
Okay.
Did you hear
well,
Toby? Great.
Yes, and we hope to help you do that, Toby. Okay, if nothing else is, no other comments, I'll have a motion to close the hearing.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, I.
And
Madam
last but not,
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License numbers 811 and 811A for 9 years, 8 months, and 29 days, beginning August 1st, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2036.
Second.
all in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, I.
All right, last but not least, I'd like to open the hearing on application received on January 13th, 2026 from Barbara Nazarian of Wellfleet and Brett Morse of Wellfleet for the renewal of Shellfish Grant License 09-02. Is there any public comment on this application?
Brett
Don't
is
have any
here with
hands
me in the
raised.
office.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Is there any other public comment? Seeing none, I'll have a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Brian, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, I. Madam Chair, I move to approve the renewal of Shellfish Grant License number 09-02 for 9 years, 4 months, and 22 days, beginning December 8th, 2026, and expiring April 30th, 2036.
Second.
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
I want to thank everybody for their patience through that. This is, it's one of those hearings that seems like it takes more than it has to. Anyway, there's one other item left on our meeting agenda. Do I have someone making a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Ryan, I.
Barbara, I.
Sheila, I.
Josh, aye.
And thank you again. And Nancy, thank you.
Thank you.